What's happening, speculators? Let's fire up the Futures Fanatic afternoon live stream for the afternoon of Wednesday. It is Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. Welcome. Real quick, just want to remind everybody that this presentation for educational purposes only, and all the opinions expressed are those of the presenter, which will be me the whole time, and that all trades presented should be considered hypothetical and should not be expected to be replicated in a live trading account. I'm taking actually a couple live trades in some of the tracking accounts today. I don't know if we'll show those on the screen, but we've had some nice two-way action today in all of the stock indices as they sort of V-bottomed after a little bit of a scare the kids move that we finally had. So just know that these trades are being placed predominantly in simulated trading accounts via these prop programs. All right, I'm going to do day two of the Tick-Blaze Thor combination here. My Kerpos right now is short the Dow Jones and short one NQ as well. Both of those creeping up a little bit here, as you can see. See if we get the afternoon. Thanks for the picture and sound for number one. Now, if you're in my trade room this morning, I had a heck of a lot of problems with Thor, similar to some of the problems I've had with ETP. Connecting these rhythmic things and these other accounts, it was problematic. So what I'm going to do this afternoon, I think I have them turned off, is I'm going to reset up some connections and then trade those three accounts that are red. We'll see what happens. But so
Order
just
filled.
full disclosure, this afternoon is going to be a lot around just testing this copier again and messing around a little bit. We'll take the same levels that I normally take, but I'm going to be probably a little distracted as I sort of figure this out in real time. Now, my plan is to only connect it just to copy between accounts on PropShop on Rhythmic, okay? Once we get going, I can answer some other questions about it. I ran into the problems this morning when I tried to connect to DXFeed and to Trade-Evade and to Rhythmic and Cross Rhythmic, and it was just hilarious what was what was going on. The fact that I'm green today at all in any accounts is just pure luck. But that's how you do these things, you know. But the best way to do when you're working with a new copier is to keep it small. So that's what I'm going to do this afternoon. So here's the only connection I have. It's just to PropShop. I should hide this password here, and I'll hide the account. Okay, so it's to PropShop right there, and then now the positions is working today. So there was a little bug. It got fixed. So I can see my positions in here, but the P&L is not always correct. So, you know what's so weird is I was mentioning today over on Tasty here, which I trade Tasty using the Stay in Your Lane and the Range Trader. This is another tracking account. It has $7,600 in it. And whenever you get into a Dow trade, it doesn't mark the P&L, it just shows 0. Well, how weird is it over here that these Dow trades are also showing 0 P&L? So I don't know exactly what's going on there. Who knows? All right, so I'm going to try to go through this again if I remember how to do it. So I'm going to go and add an account, and this part is really a little weird too, because I think it's putting in the stop loss and take profit, and it requires you to do that. That's where I think all these orders start to happen if you're copying around a lot of accounts, because it's putting in a stop loss and take profit for each trade. I think I haven't been looking at it on Rhythmic in real time. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this account as the leader and then just this account as the follower. That's it. So just that account as the leader, 17 following 16, no multiplier, just 1. I'm going to put in a stop loss of 500 and a target of 500. But again, I don't quite understand the need for this. I'm going to be talking to them. I mean, it's always good to have a stop and target, but to require something like this when I'm going to manage the trades right on the screen, not a huge fan of that.
Order filled.
Go ahead and hit add.
Position open. Position closed.
Okay. And then what you have to do after you do that is you have to hit this save button here. and then you wait 10 seconds. I'm not exactly sure what this is all about. So we're going to wait 10 seconds, and then I think it's set up properly. Symbol mapping is auto-configured. Yesterday I was mentioning that that I thought it was copying everything and they didn't have instrument mapping. Well, they do have instrument mapping over here. So what it does though is it just maps everything by default, which is not terrible. And then you can go in here and make these changes. Okay, so 16 should be following 17. Now, the other thing is I decided to purposely do this while in a trade to see how it kind of handles that. So this is the lead account here is 16, and it should be the same as 17.
Open. Position synchronized.
Markets are moving up.
Closed.
Markets are moving up here a little bit. So there's 17 and here's 16. So in theory, when I sell one here in 16, I should have a 3 lot on in 17. Let's see what happens.
Order filled. Position synchronized.
So there's a
position open. Position closed.
Short a. What I'm going to do is just close all these.
Order filled. Position closed.
Try to close all these.
Synchronized. Position open.
We'll see. It's this. Now we're right back into it because it shouldn't be copying any of these.
Order filled. Position closed. Position synchronized. Position open.
See, it's putting them right
Order
back in.
filled.
It's putting them right
Position
back in.
closed. Position synchronized.
I don't have anything happening over here with the lead account is supposed to be account number, the first account. Yesterday when you guys were chomping at the bit to get this, I said, hold off. Let me figure this out. And then once it's ready, I'll let you know. But this should be account 16 and 17. That's the only thing that's activated. And yet every time I trade in the Dow, it puts on an order. And now it shows long in account number 2 for an $82 profit. So, all right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to close all positions.
Order filled. Position closed.
And
Order
see, it
canceled.
tries to open them up again.
Position synchronized. Position open.
So the account 617 was just liquidated because it reached your maximum level of losses or profits. No, it didn't. But
Order filled. Position closed.
okay.
Position synchronized.
Let's see if it
Position
stays healthy here. We'll see. All right. We're all flat. Okay, flat. Sounds good. All right. We agree that 16 is the lead account. I'm going to sell at market in 16.
Order filled. Position open. Position synchronized.
And we're just short in
Position
16.
closed.
We're just short in 16. We're not short in 17. I don't know why. And we have no positions. So there you go. All right, I think that'll be the end of our demonstration for today because I don't know what else I need to do here. The mapping is 16 to 17. Oh, it says off. See, there you go. You need to click on, and then we'll save it again. Click on. How come no one's watching or paying attention and told me I don't have the activated thing on? That's your job. Looking over my shoulder. All right, now we're activated. Now we've saved it. Now let's see if it gives us another one. All right, I'm going to close this.
Order filled. Position closed. Position synchronized. Position open.
Going to cancel this.
Order canceled.
And now going to sell market.
Order filled. Position open. Position synchronized.
And
Position closed.
still just did it in account 16. Not in account. Oh, it keeps telling me that it keeps telling me that the other trade is not happening because that account's been liquidated. What in the F? Account 17 down $500. Where did that happen? How'd that happen? Remember, this was at 50,200 and something when we started. What in the hell? Oh well, all right. I guess it won't be copied to that because that's now down $500. All right. Well, let's see if let's see here. So we'll edit this, and instead of 17, we'll copy to 7. Okay, we'll go that. We'll activate it. We'll save it. See, I don't even think this is accurate. There was no trade that lost $500 there. I don't even know what's happening. You know, it was weird. I was looking at the Nasdaq profit and loss over here earlier. Look, see how this says down $3,126. I mean, I don't even know where it's getting any of this. It makes zero sense. Even if every loss that you saw on the screen here was generated from the Nasdaq. All right, anyway, let's try it again. It says it can't copy to 17 because we have a $500 loss over there. So at least the stop loss thing is working. 16 to 7, it's on. Okay, it's on. Let's cancel these.
Order canceled.
And short the Nasdaq like a donkey. Ready?
Order filled. Position open. Position synchronized. Position closed. Order
All right,
pending.
that worked. It's in 6 and 7. Now I need it to come up to 334s to see if that gets filled on a limit order, because I was having problems with that yesterday too. Challenges, I should say. I was being challenged. I felt challenged by it. Hold on, something ain't right. Hold on, something ain't right. Well, I'll tell you what's definitely not ready is to, I would not be connecting it. So as I showed yesterday, one of the promises and potentials of this thing is the ability to cross-connect across connections and prop firms and things like that. But I'm going to wait until I figure out the little intricacies here first before subjecting ourselves to that. Let me try to add this third account on here. So what I did before is I copied this. I'm going to copy this. And then it shows that this is the same. So you go ahead and edit it. And we'll go 16 to 10. And save that. And then once I turn that on and save it, the question is whether it puts a position on over there. I don't think it will. But I'm going to put it on manually in 10 to...
Order filled. Position open. Position synchronized. Position closed.
All right, so the lead account is here, 16. Put an order down here.
Order pending.
There's no short in the NASDAQ here, by the way, until you get to the plus ones. The plus ones is a short. Keep the strategy simple. We could short the Dow Jones here. Why don't I do that? I'm going to sell that.
Order filled. Position open.
Another one here.
Position synchronized.
And then see if I have the Dow
Position
Jones
closed.
in.
Order pending.
This would be amazing if this is correct because the Dow Jones has been messed up the whole day. So we're short the Dow. When did I short the MES? Thought I was just doing Dow. And so if short 16 now, this should work if I short another one. Let's sell another one.
Order filled. Position synchronized. Position open.
Okay.
Position closed.
This is slightly promising.
Order pending.
Just a classic rope-a-dope day a little bit with they fry everybody in the morning. We had some people in our group that were talking about, yeah, the minutes will come out. It's clear a cut will happen. They needed some better prices to load back up on the NASDAQ. So they had the NASDAQ down 400 at one point this morning. And I had said break of 23,000 was possible. We didn't really break 23,000, but just as possible. We've seen this movie a million times before, is 400 down 400 becomes down 300, down 300 becomes down 200. And then people right around down 200, the trend traders try to get back on that trend that they missed or that drop that they missed. It's not really a trend. The NASDAQ is in the strongest uptrend it's been in a long, long time. Then they get caught. All right, I'm going to close this here and
Order
see if it
filled.
does
Position
close it
closed.
in.
Position synchronized. Position open.
It did not. It did not close it here in 10 and 7, which is supposed to be following 16. All right. Well, let me see if we manually closed it. Well, now we have no positions again. So before the positions were working, let me see if I open this up, if we'll have positions here. Well, now we have positions. All right. So we're all flat in 16.
Order filled. Position open. Position synchronized. Position closed.
So I need to be flat in 10. Let's see if that'll do it. By the way, it gives you this. I'd like to turn that off. I'm sure I can. Didn't work. Oh, it did do something.
Position
Okay, there we go.
closed. Position open.
And then this is 7 in the MES. It says that the position is long. Okay. So when I went to close a position,
Position closed.
it got me
Position
long
open.
at that level and didn't close it. All right, my feedback to them is going to be you need to make this look more like Replicanto, right? So that we can track what the hell is going on. This is a recipe for disaster. All right, 10 to be in sync with 16, 10 needs to have another short.
Order filled. Position synchronized.
So we're in the offer zone.
Position closed.
Seen this movie a lot of times. You could see some ripper strength. The Dow's already gone positive. ES got another 10 points. It goes positive again on the day. should be controllable risk from these areas, but when you don't know what your Kerpos is, it's challenging. All right. Let's see. Buy market.
Order filled. Position synchronized. Position open. Position closed.
All right. And we're short just one, right? Okay. Looking promising. Or at least slightly better. Less crappy, right? Less crappy.
Order filled.
Be less crappy.
Order filled. Order submitted.
All right, Dow Jones got up into the offer zone. I'm just going to sell another one.
Order filled. Position synchronized.
Put an order down here.
Position open. Position closed. Order pending.
And we're short, except for in account 7, which is supposed to be in the replication group now. God dang it. All right.
Order filled.
Add another one there.
Synchronized. Position open. Position closed.
You know what the moral of the story is here, especially if it's the first time ever watching my stream, is that everyone is so focused on the strategy and the risk management and the stops and the targets and whatever. I'm clicking buttons like, within the range of where we would normally be getting short. You could be getting short up here. The offer zone's always level, with no sense of what my positions are. But I'm properly sized, so I can take heat. I can laugh about it. It doesn't matter if there's an error that caused whatever the hell happened here for a $500 down day. I mean, I could probably go back and know that this is completely fraudulent, or not fraudulent. It's not accurate, is what I mean. Not fraudulent. It's just not accurate, right? Account number 3. Why is there positions in account number 3? Short the MNQ. All right, let's just close that.
Order filled. Position closed. Position synchronized. Position open.
Now, the interesting thing is, can I trade 17 here? Or will it...
Order pending.
Since I took it out of the copying group, it shouldn't matter, right? Okay. So, size appropriately, look at high probability levels, trade micros in small accounts, lower your stress. Then you can test. Could you imagine if you were doing this with even a single mini on a couple accounts and it got all sideways, and then, you blow up your accounts and you submit all these tickets and you say it's not my fault, and this was the copier you recommended. I'm not suggesting that Thor is the copier they recommended, but it could happen with ETP, and their customer support sucks. And no, I'm not doing this in SIM. I'm doing it in accounts that I paid for, right? I'm doing it in accounts that I paid for, but I'm not doing anything different than what I would be doing if I was trading without this, looking at this copier, right? Keep your emotional capital under control. Okay, so questions. Your videos of Stay in the Lane has helped me be more structured in my execution, a lot less FOMO and blind trading. Cool. Awesome. Thank you, Trader714. Let me come over here for just a second and we can look at the questions for a moment. In case I end up having a clip or say anything worthwhile, my team yesterday was saying, hey, the picture of your face is too small. What are the chances of a weak close on the Dow? I have no idea. I never know anything that's going to happen. Who knows? The chances that price stays within 2 standard deviations on the S&P are about 80% during the cash session. We have more than 50% ATR today, so we should see the S&P staying within the amount of standard deviations that we need. The amount of standard deviations that we need. All right. Need to retitle this video, why not to use trade copiers. Mini prop trading equals existential crisis trading. I've now said this soundbite about 40 times, so I need to start saying things more clearly. If you trade a single mini, even a single mini, in any prop account at any size, literally until you've almost quadrupled the account size, maybe even more than that, quadrupled like a $250,000 account. If you got the balance up to 30 or 40,000 above the starting stack, so like it's 250, it's a funded account, you have a 30, $40,000 balance in there, you could maybe trade a mini or two and survive for a while. But anything else, it's not a matter of if, it's just when. You're going to blow up. There's no strategy that can handle it. It's never going to work, right? By the way, these positions here looks like this MYM short in account 16. I'm just going to cover it.
Order filled. Position synchronized. Position open. Position
And
closed.
already seen that number 7 is just not in the copy group. So I don't know how to fix that. This is 16 to 7. But maybe since I changed it, who the hell knows? I don't know. Well, clearly 7 is not being copied properly. So I'll just put an order in here to buy it right there.
Order pending.
By the way, this is all happening up here. So that's happening up there. Stealth, I think you can turn a lot of that nonsense off where it says order. Today, you know, it's been saying to me, order open, order whatever, position closed. Even when the position isn't closed, it says position closed. So I don't know what's happening there. Who knows? Genuine ostrich, 3 payments. All right. So it seems like price action wasn't reacting to +1 and plus and minus ones. On days like this, should we just not trade unless they're hitting the lines correctly? No, not at all. I would recommend that you trade every single day where you have more than 50% ATR on the stay in your lane.
Position open.
Trade every single day that you have more than 50% ATR. You got to practice. Look, we're in an environment right now where until yesterday got us some range expansion, but the ATR on the S&P is 56 points. The NASDAQ is 286. So today we had 140, 150% ATR, meaning that at one point the NASDAQ was down over 400 points, that's true range expansion. That's true volatility, because that's all volatility is. It's rate of change. It's delta, right? It's rate. It's not the speed, not the trend. It's just if the expected range for the NASDAQ for a 23-hour period from the 6 p.m. Standard Eastern open to the 5 p.m. Standard Eastern close the next day, if that's 285 points on the NASDAQ, I'll tell you the reason you shouldn't trade the NASDAQ is because if you multiply that times 2, you get nearly $600. $600 is going to be twice your daily risk budget. So how can you trade the MNQ? If you're going to do it, you better do it very carefully. Because in the trade room this morning, I was doing everything I could to just poo-poo the NASDAQ and say, all you suckers who are trying to get long and pick a bottom, you're going to get fried. And just hang out in the Dow Jones, which was positive, negative. I mean, look at the Dow Jones today. Look at this. I don't know what else you could ask for. The line's even adjusted to this move right here. By the way, I just did get short. I got short at 45,082. So this is a live account. I don't necessarily need to close this today. So, because I got short live, it probably means we finished strong. Welcome to this episode of Self-Deprecating Rod. How am I keeping track? I'm barely keeping track. I'm looking at this thing right here to try to give me a hint of what's happening. Hey, one thing I wanted to mention, this will not have a lot of context if you're not a member of my group, but because a lot of the training and education in here would be stuff that you wouldn't quite understand or search for yet. But what I've been doing, thanks to the help of AI and giving me these tasks to do, is I have a help library over here, and I just sent out an email today talking about I don't sell signals, I don't sell courses, I don't sell bots, I don't sell consulting services to traders or mentorship or anything like that. I do have mentorship. It's one-to-many via a trade room. But what I've done here is I've gone in and started to put in a lot more information on the concepts that we talk about here, and it's all completely free. So you just go over to tradersdevgroup.com. You don't have to enter your email. You don't have to do anything. So if I say something like an inside day versus an outside day, and you're like, what the hell does that mean? Just come over here and type in inside or outside or bull continuation pattern or bear continuation pattern or volume profile or whatever, and there's going to be all kinds of articles on it here. So the range trader, we use things called bid zones and offer zones where we connect logical areas of support and resistance or prior sessions highs and lows. I don't want to call it support and resistance. I'm just connecting prior session highs and lows in logical areas that it makes sense. So here in this chart right here, it might be a little difficult to see this on the stream, but this was a prior session low on the Dow Jones just recently of 44,906, and then the session yesterday, the low we made was 44,834. So it creates a bid zone. If you come over here and look at this in real time now, okay, see how well this bid zone held all day? And all I'm connecting here on this bid zone is this level here, big white arrow, okay, this level here. We're trading on Wednesday, right? This is Tuesday's low, and this is Monday's low. And look how well it worked to create support for today, right? I'm just going to take that sell up to this spike high. And as I say very often, I appreciate everyone who's in here and watching the stream and listening to a little bit of what I'm teaching and talking about. If this bores you, looking at a trade that's up or down 50 cents or $1 or $2, then I'm not for you, because this is how you should be doing it if you're struggling. Make it as boring as possible. Trade the Dow Jones. Trade at high probability areas. If you want to learn this stuff, then you just come right over here to my help library. A lot of help libraries suck. They don't return what you're looking for. So what my software does, it's called Support Hero, is anytime someone searches for something, even if it's a misspelling or whatever. So let me give you an example. Now I know that I'm going to add a keyword for range trader as one word, because a couple of people search for range trader as one word and it doesn't return any results. That's how, it should get a little smarter. But if you type in range trader like that, you're going to have all kinds of articles that have the word range or trader in them. Okay. I have over 1,000 articles in here. Up until 2 years ago, I had 100. Now that we have AI, I can just communicate with ChatGPT, who I've fed all of my information into a data model that I'm training that will eventually be called TDGPT.ai. It'll be kind of like my brain in your pocket. Every question you could ever want to ask me, you can ask my AI, and it will give you not a bullshit answer that's accumulated from searching the web, but it'll be just synthesizing exactly how I've trained it. Also, you can dump all your stats in it and it'll produce a journal for you. You won't have to pay for any journal. I know a lot of them are free. You can drop in a chart and it'll say, what would Rod say about this particular chart? Or what would the TDG, Acorns to Oak Tree strategy, tell you about this chart? You can put in, I have a $50,000 account with these rules. Which instrument should I start with and how should I trade it? You can type in what's the best trade copier, and for right now it probably wouldn't say Thor, right? If I stay on pace, and I don't stay on pace, but the idea is to release this in November, it'll cost $9 a month or $100 for a year. And basically it will be, a chatbot version of a help library like this that will give you everything you could possibly ever want. All right, what I would like is to see the Dow Jones go down a little bit here. The VPS that I recommend is Quant VPS. That'll be in there. No, it is specifically not going to produce any signals. Someone said the TDG algo. There'll be no automated anything, no algorithm, no bot, no suggestions of how to do anything other than how to operate within the framework of learning how to be a risk-adjusted trader and the best instruments and sizing and strategies and approach to be a truly risk-adjusted trader and produce risk-adjusted returns. Can't see because my face is in front of it. Should have been on the right-hand side here. You can see this. My face is... This is the help library right over here. This is what I was talking about. Did this answer your question? Heck yes, it did. I want everybody to come in here and screw around a little bit and put all kinds of yeses in there, if it does answer your question. What was my face in the way of? Oh, was my face in the way of... it was in the way of this. No, well, not really. Sort of in the way of it, connecting to... You just have to trust me. All right. Gotcha. Understand. Thank you. In fact, yesterday, I did ask that you guys tell me when my face is in the way of something, so I appreciate that. My face is really in the way because I was told I needed to make it bigger. All right.
Order filled. Position closed. Position synchronized. Position open.
I don't know what this means. How are we down 250 over here now? Who knows? Maybe it's actually right. I don't know. It doesn't feel right, but we'll go with it. Kerpos, short the Dow, short the MNQ, one contract each. Friends don't let friends trade the MNQ. All right, so this should match this. Looks like it does, kind of. I wonder if I go in and change the max loss from 500 to 1,000, if it would allow me to trade in 17 again. But I want you guys to all take a screenshot of this because it almost never, I promise you, it almost never happens, which is I have an account here, 17. This was a free account that I got with the BOGO from this account 16 that has an account balance that's under the starting stack. So there you go. Under the starting stack. Yeah, Brad, I want to play some more sound effects in here, but it's too complicated to do it in this streaming software but I should get some. What I could do is I I could hook some of the sound effects up to my Stream Deck, but I have to find where my Stream Deck is, and then I'd have to remember how to set that up, and don't feel like doing that
Order
yet.
filled. Position synchronized. Position open. Position closed.
All right, right back up. Dow Jones. All right, let's sell another one here.
Order filled.
Because
Position
in
synchronized.
theory,
Position open. Position closed.
what the hell happened there? How come it didn't sell another one?
Order filled.
There we go.
Position synchronized. Position open. Position closed.
You see, it keeps closing it when I try to sell another one. Is that because the lead account 16, but the lead account is short too? It's so funny. So I hit the sell button, it sells it, and then it closes it. But this is in the replication group, and the lead account, which is 16, is short too. Who knows? Again, look, if I can make money or not lose a bunch of money right in front of you on these streams with this nonsense, you guys can do this. Everyone can do this. Right? Everyone can do this. And especially everyone can do this in the Dow Jones, and then secondarily in the MNQ. Excuse me, in the MES, not in the MNQ. Because you mess around with the MNQ today, there was probably a ton of bottom fishers. Be honest today. Did you bottom fish the NQ and hit your daily risk budget? Or even worse, did you bottom fish the MNQ today and blow up an account? All right, so in 16, let me see if it closes this in 16 when I have a single short there. I have no idea.
Order filled. Position synchronized.
No, now I'm
Position
short
open.
4.
Position closed.
Now I'm short 4. But am I really short 4? Yeah, I'm short 4. It thinks I'm short 4. No idea how I'm short 4. Yeah, we're short 4.
Order modified. Order filled. Position synchronized. Position open. Position closed. Order pending.
All right, we got 2 more minutes till market on close. Okay, so some of you guys did. Yeah, so once you get into a mode like this, it's very difficult to fix it in these platformless copiers. So in a platform-based copier, like an indicator that's a plugin on NinjaTrader, if you're using Affordable Indicators or Flowbot's Replicanto, you're fine because the positions are within the platform, and when you see things out of sync, you can see them in real time. And you can close anything. It's not a thing. This thing you could not use unless you had Rhythmic up as well, and I guess you could also have Trade Evade up as well. That would probably be the easiest way to do this. For me to maybe I'll try to see if tomorrow I can test this with a couple Rhythmic connections or just one Rhythmic connection as the lead accounts. And then I'll have 3 or 4 Trade Evade connected here, not connected on Ninja, and then have the Trade Evade web app open in browsers. And then I can just look at each, all the positions there if something starts to get a little wacky. Okay, so a lot of you didn't get hurt. So Pearls is asking a question of if Thor handles the known Ninja Rhythmic issue. I would say that right now Thor doesn't handle anything particularly well. So no, it's not handling things well. All right, let me see if I can close this here.
Order modified. Order filled.
All right, now we're short 2.
Position synchronized.
Now we're short 2,
Position
baby.
open. Position closed.
All right, let's do it again. And then,
Order canceled.
oops. And then we'll be in sync here.
Order pending.
I'm just going to drag this into price.
Order modified. Order filled.
And I still don't think it's going to work to...
Position open. Position closed.
So what happens here? Does it put me in another one?
Order modified. Order filled. Position closed. Position synchronized. Position open.
Look, I'm down $3,184 on the Dow Jones today. That doesn't quite agree with what happened here, but it's hard to tell. I think these are the correct balances because this is coming from Rhythmic. All right, Kerpos is just short a little bit of NASDAQ and a little bit of Dow into the close here. Let's go to an account that still has it on.
Order pending.
Order submitted. Order filled. Order filled. Order submitted.
You got VWAP at 23,252 sitting right on the same level as. So I'm going to go ahead and close this.
Order filled. Position closed. Position synchronized.
And then
Position open.
it got me long over here.
Order filled. Position closed.
Is it going to put me in another?
Position synchronized. Position open.
All right, I think I'm out of it now. Yeah, should be. Okay. All right, just short the Dow. I'm going to come over here. This is a live trade, and I don't hold these for swings, so I'm just going to drag this into price and then watch how long this takes. Ready? 1,000, 2, 1,000. All right, it happened. So I think that once that's closed, maybe this should update here. $70.50 trading a single Dow Jones today in the tracking account. The tracking account there is $7,622. I will point out that this account is larger than almost all of your prop accounts likely. And this is a real account. And this is real money. And this is how you really should be doing it if it was real money. And then benefit from the fact that I can't copy those accounts over on Tasty Trade. But if I could, do that same thing across 3 or 4 different accounts, and now that $70 is $350 in a very in a risk-adjusted way, and also in a stress-free way too.
Order submitted.
All right, we got about 5 more minutes left. If you have any specific questions today, I think at least I'm not claiming I'm an expert by any means, but this is going to take a little bit more experience here for me before I would say at any price, let's go ahead and use this thing. But tomorrow we'll test a little bit more. Next week I'm going to be trading either plus 500, a live plus 500 account, or an Olaf Ola Prime, one or the other. We'll see which one I have time for. My approach now for the rest of the time I'm streaming is going to be picking themes for the week. So this week it will be these copiers and Thor, and then we'll see what it could be after that. We'll make something up.
Order filled. Order filled.
All right, suck it, Dow.
Order submitted. Order filled. Order submitted. Order submitted.
All right, I got this back above 50,000. There you go. 50,004. Okay, don't say you ever saw an account under 50,000. Under starting stack. Never happens. Let's preserve it. Buy market.
Order filled. Position closed.
$50,006.45.
Position open.
Okay. But now, Rod, look at how bad trailing drawdown is because you only have $2,000 in an account that should have $2,500. Wham, wham, wham. Trailing drawdown sucks. Just manage risk. Push buttons like a drunk monkey on a copier that's doing all kinds of wacky shit and puts you in a $500 loss. So what? Trade the next day. I'm never going to lose this account. Mark my words, never. We're going to go wire to wire with all these accounts, including 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are the ones that I'm really tracking. These are kind of a mismatch of sales that were going on at Prop Shop and trying different things. Because if I'm going to promote something like a BOGO or a direct account, which I never buy, but I bought 5 of those. Actually, I guess I got 10, and we blew them all up. I think some of these are still. I think these are still Gladiators, right? G-Wagon, G-Spot.
Order submitted. Order filled. Order submitted.
All right, and 16 is our lead account, in theory, and there's nothing in it. So which accounts still have an order in it? 10 and 7. Okay, 10 and 7. All right, I'm going to be impatient here and
Order
just take that
modified.
there.
Order filled. Position
And then in
closed.
7, we'll wait for the
Position
target.
synchronized. Position open.
Put MYM in
Order
there.
pending.
If you are short the MYM, put it in there. This is the offer zone right up here. Remember, don't be results oriented. You got to practice. Build a position here. If it starts to creep up against you, lots of room to run to the upside, obviously on a higher time frame. Don't worry about it. You can control risk in here, right? I'm not double dog down donkeying. Had a 2-lot on. Apparently I had a 4-lot on in one account at one point from the copier. And we'll just see if we can hit this last one. Already met my goal of not starting tomorrow underwater. So real quick on this account right here, which is account 17. I want to highlight something for a moment. Let me bring it over. Let's get my face out of the way. Okay. Count 17. Let me actually go in here and go to table settings and make this like even bigger. All right, real big. Okay, so you guys can all see it. Okay. This account, right here, 50,006, okay? The drawdown, the remainder of the account is 2,000. That's because I was up to whatever, 50,500, gave that all back. And here's what I hear all the time, and it's complete, total bullshit and nonsense. Now, before I say this, is a static account better? Sure, pay for it. I prefer static accounts. Is a end of day better? Yep, charges you a little bit more. But is there anything wrong with using a trailing drawdown type of structure to prove to yourself that you can actually do this and manage risk? Act like it's your own $2,500. Well, if it was my own $2,500 and I made 500 and lost 500, I'd have my starting account balance. I get it, right? I understand. You'd still have 2,500. But give yourself a little challenge here and don't believe or send any more comments in about this changes the way you have to trade. And the reason that you're blowing up and having trouble with trailing drawdown type structures is because, you know, you let this big winner happen. No one does that. This big winner that sets this high watermark, and then I just don't get, you guys are, the math is nonsense. What happens is just what you saw here. I have a couple winning days. I build up a balance. I give that back in a day, and now I'm back where I started, but I don't have that $500 anymore. Okay, no problem. It's not a problem. The way you then lose the account is you go into a deep sustained drawdown of losing the next 2,000 by being a donkey and trading too big and not sticking to a strategy and not producing risk-adjusted returns. Is the structure ideal? No. Does it make you stop and close out big winning trades, the trailing drawdown? No. You know what makes you do that is the consistency rules. So pick whatever program you want. There's now so much choice. You can get a static account. You can get end of day. You can put your own money in an account. Doesn't matter. But don't say that the trailing drawdown gets you or there's a gotcha or anything like that, because it's just not true. It's an artificial, not optimal means of seeing if someone can actually be disciplined once they start to take on losses. And they keep those structures there because no one, very few of you, can seem to manage to do it. Oh, by the way, I need to look at over here. Did I take any trades? No, I didn't take any trades. Because I have the trailing drawdown accounts on Bullinox, but Bullinox doesn't have any consistency rules. All right, let's go over here real quick. Doesn't look like we're gonna hit it. Five minutes after, I'm just going to hit the close button.
Order filled. Position closed.
Come back over here.
Position synchronized. Position open.
Go to orders. Cancel all these orders. And just pray that they're all actually canceled over at Rhythmic, because I'm not going to look. Let me come over to Thor for a moment. Thor shows no active positions. Let me close that. Come over here. Open the positions again, no active positions, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start fresh tomorrow. I'm going to delete these and delete these. So I should have no, so I still have my account list. This is taking a while to bring it up. Add an account, add connections. This should show the connections here. I don't know what's going on. Users list. Okay, there it is. So this is user. So this should say connections. I'm going to tell them this. It should say connections because this says user. This is showing what I'm connected to. So it should say connections list. Anyway, I just do free product support and testing so that you guys don't have to. All right, that'll be it for today, everybody. Stay green, trade like you mean it. We will see you at the next one. See you at the trade room tomorrow. By the way, let me pop over here for just a second. I am still short a little bit of Nazi, looking for a move down to here, but I'm going to have to close this one out as well. But I just want to show you the Prop Done Right ebook. Download Prop Done Right. Figure out how to do this right. It'll get you pointed towards all of the various resources that can help you out. Or hop over to the help library on tradersdevgroup.com. Start typing around in there. Lots of helpful articles and a bunch of free stuff that might be able to help you out. See you later. Stay green. Trade like you mean it. Thanks. Bye.